Give me some, give me. Give me some, give me.
Is that free smoke I see?
Give me some, give me. Give me some, give me some, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me.
CJ on 32s and you rocking out with Free
The life of Jerry Bear, man.
TK's garage.
You doing a budget, man? If you rock with me, you need to rock with free smoke, baby.
Mess with Free Smoke heavy.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy CamelCat.
Beauty 392B.
Make sure y'all doing a free smoke. Hey, man, say, man, hey, man, it's your boy, man, real for real, man.
Free Smoke, Free Smoke. Hey, Free Smoke, Free Smoke.
And you're watching Free Smoke.
Are you watching Free Smoke?
Free Smoke, Free Smoke, Free Smoke, Free Smoke.
Rocking with free smoke, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Yeah.
To the latest podcast on YouTube, Free Smoke.
Make sure y'all tune in to the Free Smoke family,
Free
man.
Smoke.
What's going on, guys? Modern Day Muscle from Free Smoke. Make sure you go and check out freesmokeofficial.com where you can get your Free Smoke apparel. We're covering all bodies from small to 5X. Make sure you come and check it out. Again, that is freesmokeofficial.com. Go and get your apparel.
What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. I'm your boy, FaTKaT. We got the Relly Rellz in the building. As you guys know, man, you guys are watching Free Smoke Home. News for the culture, man. It's always worth mentioning. freesmokeofficial.com. As you guys just seen in the commercial not too long ago, go get your merch, go get your apparel. You know what I'm saying? We got hoodies, we got sweatpants, we got shirts, we got from extra small to 5X and all kind of different colors. So you definitely want to find something that you love, something that you like. Definitely go in there and shop to your drop. You know what I'm saying? Great, we would greatly appreciate that. Now, with that being said, first thing we got for y'all today. Actually, this was a couple days ago. This video that was put out here. As you guys know, man, me and the Rellz was traveling this past weekend, so we couldn't get this out right when it came out. But some of you guys might be interested in what's going on here, man. Especially if you guys follow this. Actually, as the Rellz does, you know, Rellz. This is a very important couple that Rellz and his wife follow on their couple's channel.
Yes, sir.
As you guys know, the Relly Rellz and his wife, Jen and Rellz, they have a couple's channel. So, so this is a channel that they follow closely. You know what I'm saying? As do I. I mean, it's even though I don't have a couple's channel or anything like that, but it is great entertainment. The way that they put everything together and everything else. I believe we're going to give all that credit to Jazz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To Jasmine, better known as Jasmine Love, man. As you guys know what we're talking about, man. We're talking about Love and Slim. Love and Slim here, man. And what are we talking about, man? They finally put out, if you guys have been following them, man, it's been a couple months that they have been trying to find or add a new member to the family. Here we go, man. They finally found one. Here we go, man. They went with a Presa Canario, man. Presa Canario, man. Definitely a dope dog. Actually, it was one of my dream dogs, man, since I was probably 16 years old, 15 to 16 years old. I seen one in my neighborhood, and actually, this person had. I had a. It's funny. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down real quick. Before I pass over to Rellz, quick story time. You know, I'm 15, 16 years old. I'm thinking I got a red-nosed pit bull. I'm thinking I'm doing something. Look, I didn't know no better, man. I had to, you know, I thought it was, you know, remember, we're talking about, you know, late 90s or whatever, right? And I you know, I'm thinking I'm DMX, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking around with my red-nosed pit bull. I got a chain, a chain, like an actual link chain around his neck with a padlock at the end of it. Listen, I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my dog big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make him be as brolic as possible. Anyway, man, so I'm walking my dog in my neighborhood, man. Next thing you know, I look over to the left. Luckily, this person was on the other side, like the other sidewalk. And I was going this way, he was going that way. And I'm walking my dog, who I'm thinking is doing something at the time, man. I look over to the left, and this dude is walking literally like two freaking horses, like on steroids. And I'm looking over there, I'm like, and granted, I knew they weren't Great Danes because I'm not a fan of Great Danes. I think I personally, if you're a fan of Great Danes, don't take this personal, but I personally think that Great Danes are just like big, clumsy dogs. They're like big Scooby Doos to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Like Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? Just big for no reason, clumsy dogs. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, so I could look over there, and I know that I could tell that these are not your average big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, these ain't no Great Danes. Like, these dogs look like you mess around and you liable to, you know what I'm saying, get your head.
It'll be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem. And he had 2 of them. Man, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take my little scrawny ass dog home. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't doing nothing out here. So we go back home, and ever since then, I was like, man, if I ever need, I didn't know what kind of dogs they were. You know what I'm saying? And one day, man, probably about 2 weeks later, I was driving, and I seen him again. Man, I pulled over so quick. I said, hey, excuse me. I said, what kind of dogs are those? And I remember as clear as yesterday, when he said Presa Canario. I never forgot the name of that dog ever since that day. And ever since that day, it's been my dream dog. I was like, I want a Presa Canario. Then I realized that, man, you know, and granted, we train our dogs very well, but you know, you gotta Presa Canario is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the beginner. It's not your beginner dog. You gotta know what you're doing. You can't go from a Chihuahua to a Presa Canario. It's not gonna happen. Like, you need to know what you're doing. You got to be able to put your foot down. You got to be the alpha role. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. So you guys see, man, Love and Slim, man, added a new member to the family. You know what I'm saying? So they went and got the puppy, man. And now they got the Presa Canario coming to the Love and Slim household. Rellz, what do you think about that, bro?
Hey, man, bro, like, I did my research on that specific breed of dog, man. And I'm like, man, this is going to be interesting to see once it gets a little older how Jazz and the dog kind of, you know, mesh or whatnot, man. Like I said, this is a huge dog. And like you said, it's not a beginner's dog. You know, you kind of got to get the training wheels first. Let me tell you my rule of thumb about dogs, bro. Like I've had a pit bull. I've had Childs when I was, you know, younger and stuff like that. My rule of thumb now, just for me and the way I like to move, is if the dog poops larger than me, I can't do the dog. Just me, you know what I mean? So
that's a good rule of thumb.
Look, right now we got a little Yorkie poop right now. You know what I'm saying? Look, Yorkie and poodle mix. You know, so we're good on that, man. But they've been trying to find a dog for a while, like you said before, man. And what's interesting and very intriguing is that they really brought the G-Love into the fold and helping them find a breeder, you know, finding the right breeder. And they were getting, you know, different suggestions for the Presa Canario breeders. And then they were like, we were getting other types of breeders. And it's crazy how it came full circle, because the actual breeder that they chose and they went with was one that Tall Guy was looking at a long time ago. You know what I mean? He's like, when he was younger, he was looking at this breeding company or whatnot, man. So it's crazy how things come back around. And then, of course, they even brought, you know, the subscribers and the G-Love and essentially the G-Squad back into it again and say, hey, we got a couple names. We're trying to decide on, you know, which name, you know. So I think they got some pretty good ones. They're trying to actually infuse, of course, who they are. They're in the name, you know, essentially for the dog, man. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to bring some crazy content, I know, man. Just, you know, going through the phase of the beginning phase of potty training, and puppies are very mischievous and stuff like that, man. So I got to see like a year from now when Jasmine is walking the dog, just to see how that goes, you know. But I know before Tall Guy's previous dog, he actually put him in training, you know, like serious training. So I know he's probably going to do the same thing with this one, man. I'm excited to stay locked in and see what's to come, man, with this new Presa Canario puppy for Love and Slim.
Yes, sir. And I 100% agree everything you said. But I look, Slim, he got my number. You know what I'm saying? Fortunate enough to be on those terms. So he got my number, man, and I kind of talked to him because he was on the show before. Actually, they were both on the show. Well, he was on the show once, just Tall Guy, and then Love and Slim came on. So shout out to both of them, Jasmine Love and also Tall Guy. You know what I'm saying? Slim coming on the show, like I said, separately and together. And I was telling them, I was like, look, whatever dog you do get, like that training got to be serious. And I know he did. He had a Kanye course before, actually had two, and and they put him in training, and but with these dogs, I find it. This is my personal opinion. I find it better when it's you the one that's doing the training. Because, you got to understand my command. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I just drop off, the dog and then pick him up 2 months later, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that dog is going to really follow everything that I got command? Because people really got to understand. And I talked to them a little bit about this. And like I said, you can always call me anytime you got questions or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we do pretty well with our dogs in training. That I learned through the years and watching the dog whisperer, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, hey, a lot of people a lot of people be making fun of him, but let me tell you something. It works. The strategies and all that. You don't got to take everything, like, you know what I'm saying? We don't like follow everything to the T, but we took the little bits that work for us, and we did it. And let me tell you, it works. When I say it works, it works. And one of the big things that he talks about is, these dogs they're not humans. They're not thinking like we are. They're not thinking that, hey man, I'm living in a nice house. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I get to eat whenever I want. They're not thinking like that. They thinking you might as well be out in the middle of the woods. The dogs can care less. Well, if you're in a mansion or you're out in the middle of the woods, it's the same damn thing for the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, they're in a structured environment where who's running this place? You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Am I running this place or are you running this place? And like I said, it don't matter if you're living in a 10,000 square foot mansion or you're living out in the woods. It don't matter, man. Who's running this territory? Is it me or is it you? And let me tell you something about dogs. Especially a male dog, when they start becoming of age. Even if you are the one that's kind of running that territory, at some point, just like in the wild, they're going to challenge you for that spot. They're going to challenge you for that spot. It is inevitable. They're going to challenge you for that top spot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hormones. It is what it is. So anyway, man. So not long story short, not to keep beating a dead horse, but we happy for them. But man, it's with that Presa Canario, man, they're going to have to really put in some serious work when it comes down to training, and they got to start from now. Like, there's no age as too young. There's no such thing as too young for a puppy, especially of that caliber, to start on that training. No, there's no such thing. And look, there's different levels of training, right? Some people think that, training, I train my dog is well trained. If I just tell him to sit, he can sit. Nah, that's just,
the basics.
That's very basic. You should be able to open your door without fear that dog is going to run out the house. You should, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to walk out anywhere without fear. You should be able to walk around, outside, even though I always have your dog on the leash. But if your dog is outside, there is no fear of, hey, if that something catches that dog's eye, now I got to sit here for 3 hours trying to get my damn dog back because he done ran off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I put that food down, bro. I swear to God, if you touch that food before I tell you to eat, it's gonna be a problem up in here. It's gonna be a problem up in here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And those are all just different things of different levels of. Look, man, I run this house. You know what I'm saying? And them being together, it's whoever's going to be that dominant figure, but then also the other person is also on, as far as social status, is also on top, above the dog as well. You know what I'm saying? Just like here, like in my household, we got, my wife, myself, you know what I'm saying? All of our kids, like we understand, like these dogs know their social status in the house It's lower than our kids, even our youngest one, 10 years old. Bro, you guys are under him. You know what I'm saying? Like your social status, yeah, you're a family dog and everything else, but you know what I'm saying? Like as far as the social structure, you're under. Anyway, I could talk about this stuff all day. Listen, this is my thing.
I'm soaking it in myself, brother.
Yeah.
I got to go reevaluate some things with our dog, man.
Hey, listen. But you know what? And it's funny because people get smaller dogs and think, oh, it's just cute. It ain't cute, man. That dog doing the same thing. The dogs think it the same exact way as a regular canine. You know what I'm saying? People just don't take it as serious because they're smaller dogs and they may not do as much damage. But you know, the nipping and this and that and third, it's the same thing, man. At the end of the day, you still don't want that, a dog to be doing that as well. So anyway, like I said, I can talk about this stuff all day, man. This is what I do, man. It's my expertise. You know what I'm saying? So I can talk about this stuff all day. Man. So we're gonna leave it at that. But shout out to Love the Slim. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the dog is, it's a dope dog. You know, when it's all break everything else down. It is a dope dog, and can't wait to see, like you said, man. Can't wait to see that dynamic when that dog is not a puppy anymore. But you know what I'm saying? It goes from little Mook to big Mook.
Yeah.
Because by the way, they were you were talking about the G-LUV as far as the breeders and all that, and they also brought in the G-LUV to kind of name the dog as well. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So big time shout out to that, man. We beat that over enough. Man. Shout out to them. Now, the next thing we got for on y'all today, man, is a couple days ago, last week, I think we talked about this, man.
Yeah.
We talked about Kanye West. Kanye West said, hey, man, I owe Beanie Sigel $50 million and 5% share of the Yeezus Brown brand. And, and that was only because, hey, man, this is the man that gave me the nickname. He's the one who started calling me this. Obviously, Beanie Sigel, we reported that Beanie Sigel, caught wind of it. Obviously, he went in announcement. He said, "Yep, I got a phone call," and he was like, "Look, I got a phone call. Said, hey, look, man, I owe you some money." So, he was, saying he was grateful about it and everything else. But then he came out again and said, "Hey, you know what? You know what, Ye? I appreciate the gesture, but you don't owe me nothing, brother. Other than some love. You don't owe me nothing but some love and an ear." He said, "I got some business ventures that I would love for you to sit down and listen to, and hopefully you can invest into them." You know what I'm saying? So he's saying, I appreciate you giving me a fish, but I want you to teach me, how to fish. So I'm not just eating today. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually, you know what I'm saying? Not and not necessarily teach me how to fish, because it's not like he's been broke. You know what I'm saying? He's been an earner. He's been successful in his life. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, bro, don't just give me a fish, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the fishing pole and let's go out here and fish, and let's go out here and fish together. You know what I'm saying? Don't just throw the fish on my plate. So that is where Beanie is, as far as what we last heard. That's where he's at right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, Rellz. What do you think about that, man?
Hey, I respect everybody's decision, you know what I mean? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's his decision to make. Now, you put Relly Rellz in that situation, okay, it's going to go a little bit differently. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, because I'm pretty sure if Kanye is going to give you 5% stake in Yeezy, you have his ear, at the end of the day, so I want you to invest in some things. Well, if I got this 50 million, I'm going to invest myself, you know what I'm saying, into these things. You see, you can't look at the surface of this thing and think that's exactly what it is at the end of the day, because if you have $50 million, and that's not all, Beanie's got money, you know what I mean? So, but if you get this onload of $50 million and you can invest some of that into whatever it is and get that business going, bro, you might be trying to create another NASA or something. You know what I mean? You're talking that type of money, but if you got 50 mil, you could potentially take and put 5 into a business and have that thing running. You know what I mean? Now I don't know what Beanie has, you know, in his mind of wanting to do, so forth and so on. Now I don't think he said he didn't need the 5%, did he?
That I didn't really see about the 5%. I know he was talking about the check. He was talking about the check.
Like I said, he may have his reasons for doing it. But like I said, man, you put Relly Rellz in that situation. I rarely speak of myself in third person, but that amount of money requires me to speak in third person. You know, you put me in that position, FaTKaT, and I'm gonna take the bread. I'm gonna take the 5%, and now I'm at the dinner table because I can afford a meal at different dinner tables now. You know, if I got businesses that I'm trying to generate. Now, it would be totally different if Beanie went to Kanye and said, hey, man, you owe me $50 million, you know what I mean, for the name, and I want my money, and then he changed his mind and said, never mind. But, hey, man.
Somebody offering it to you.
Right.
And you're right, though.
You should never close the door on a blessing that the man upstairs sends for you, man. Just like that. And you know, brother, this man told you I owe you $50 million. And now people really believe what Kanye said on Drink Champ. Kanye said, man, I've been trying to get this dude this money. I was thinking, like, really, Kanye, you've been trying to give him $50 million? Come on now. I believe Kanye now. He been trying to give him the money. Then you don't want the money. Like I said, everybody got, you know, their reasons for doing things and so forth and so on, man. So I salute both of those brothers. I really salute Kanye for, you know, stepping up to the plate like that. And I just, you know, I'm pretty sure as time goes on, we will get the full story on why Beanie doesn't want the 50K. I mean, the 50 mil. 50K. Yeah, 50 mil. So I'm bro, my ears to the streets for this one.
Hey, I'm just like you, man. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, that's 50 mil is 50 mil. And just like you said, bro, I could go ahead and give me that, and I will invest. Because, you know, it's not like Kanye said, hey, man, I owe you some money. What do you want? And he put a figure on it, like you were saying. And he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Kanye said, hey, I owe you this much. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you know, at the end of the day, you know, why close your door? Why close the door on that blessing, like you said? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like Beans is like, you know, like a cousin or something like that. That was like, you know, like, hey man, you know, hey cousin, you know, I appreciate you for always having my back when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? He was the only one, this and that. Like Beans was an integral part of the situation they had going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for a minute. I would even dare to say for a good minute, you know, at least a year or two, maybe, you know, Beans was probably like the leader, not the leader. What I'm saying is, people were like, Beans had he had the ear of a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
more than anyone else on Rockefeller for you know, for a little while, right? For a year or something like that, whatever. Like, people was really into what Beans was going on, man. All his albums was nasty. Was you know what I'm saying, was fire. Everything. So, point being is, at one point, Beans was like, you know, he was Rockefeller. Like, people was like, yo, this guy right here is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Just like his song says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The truth. So, point being is, it's not like he didn't put in the work. It's not like he didn't, you know, like he was just like some, you know, background dancer or whatever the case, and he kind of just always held them down or whatever. Like, nah, Beans was an integral part of the situation they had going on at Rockefeller. So this man put in his own work. You know what I'm saying? He definitely had the streets buzzing. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? For somebody to come back and be like, yo, man, I owe you this money. Look, I appreciate you. Now, I do agree with, you know, the fact that he's like, hey, bro, but let's also talk some business. Maybe he don't feel, maybe he feels that, you know, maybe he's tried to start some business before, but he's not maybe that business savvy. He sees that Kanye's been successful. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he just wants to sit down with Kanye and be like, look, bro, like, this is the ideas that I got, but I don't really know, you know what I'm saying, how to actually put this in where it could be successful. I got some ideas, But it seems like, you know, whatever you put out on the table, you've been successful at. So I want to run this through. You know what I'm saying? I want to partner up with you so we can see this through and actually make it a successful business venture rather than me just investing in something randomly or something whatever. And it might be a good idea, but the execution may not be there. So maybe he doesn't feel confident. Yeah, maybe he doesn't feel confident in his execution. So that's why he wants to sit down with him and have him, you know what I'm saying, and go that route. Because, you know, let's face it, I don't think he has, although I don't think that they're at odds, but I don't think he really has Jay-Z's ear like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be like, let's sit down and do some business. So when he heard Kanye speaking about him and saying, yeah, man, yo, where Beans at? His antennas probably perked up, was like, okay, okay.
This is my opening.
This is my opening, you know what I'm saying? And obviously I would love the money, but hey, I want some real business that, you know what I'm saying, that could turn me into the next billionaire potentially. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I could understand where he's coming from when it comes to something like that. At that point, you know, because it's 50 million. Is that generational wealth? In today's standards, probably not. You know, maybe you and your kids, maybe.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. You know what I'm saying? And if it, you know, you or your children, if they don't do right by that money, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it time and time again. So it's not necessarily 50 million. Today's standards is not generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's maybe a generation wealth. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the most. Sometimes 50 mil don't even last one generation, man. It's gone.
Hey, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but big time shout out to Beanie, man. Big time shout out to Kanye, man, or Ye, I should say. You know what I'm saying? We definitely, like you said, listen, ears to the street, man. We watching, we listening, we watching, and we're gonna report to y'all whatever comes out of it, man. We just hope to see that something does come out of it. You know what I'm saying? If I was Beanie, I'll take that 50 mil. And you talk about generational wealth. First thing I'm doing is, well, not to tell my secrets, you know what I'm saying, just in case I win the lottery. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm opening up a couple franchise restaurants. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, you're probably asking, well, why franchise? Why not just open up your own? Well, because when you open up your own, you got to do all the advertising. You got to do all the legwork. You got to hope to see that, you know, that people, you know, because who are you? Like, who is this? What is this? What are you guys serving? What are you guys doing? Is it good? Is it not good? You don't know. You know what I'm saying? And you got to convince people to come through those doors because they have no idea what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, FaTKaT. Who the hell is FaTKaT? You know
I'm opening 10 Chick-fil-A's, bro.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Well, Chick-fil-A might be hard because they select. Chick-fil-A don't think about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A don't care who you are. They got to select you. You know what I'm saying? Chick-fil-A don't give a damn who you are. But I'm definitely opening up, like, you know, something simple like IHOPs, you know, Applebee's, man, even Burger King's, McDonald's, even though people might be like, man, those things on the decline. Oh, okay. You know, because people not eating fast food. Oh, okay. Go check those numbers.
Yeah.
Go check the McDonald's and Burger King numbers and see if they are on the decline. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I gotta eat the food because I don't eat McDonald's, Burger King, but hey, I'm gonna put it out there, and it's just money, generational wealth. And the very next thing I'm doing, and because at that point, you know, the way I look at it is, at that point, you know, if you got 10, 15, 20 of these restaurants, wing stops like think about wing stops like Rick Ross. Everything could come crashing down, but if I got 15 wing stops, I got 20 wing stops within the family. We're never gonna be broke. We may not be as rich as we once were. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't never gonna be broke. Like, we always gonna have money coming in, always. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's just 20, 30, 40 grand a month, that's still 30, 40 grand a month. You know what I'm saying? That we could definitely do a lot of things with. And actually, the next thing I would say before we get off this, the next thing I would say that I would do is I would definitely open up a couple, you know, apartment complexes. Put it like that. Apartment complexes. Yes, sir. Apartment complexes. You know, whether that's 200-300 units each or whatever it is, put apartment complexes, man. Put some in my name, some in my kids' name, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, man, everything could come crashing down. But you know, I got those. I got that money coming in every single month. We may not be as rich as we once were, but we will never be broke. That's what you call generational wealth. So I'll take that 50 million. That's what I would be doing. Me, FaTKaT. That's what I would be doing. You know what I'm saying? And worst comes to worst, hey, you can sell that apartment complex, you know, for some good money and call it a day. There's a developer up the street from me, man. I think they built an apartment complex. It's about 2 years ago now. They just opened it up. They built an apartment complex. I think it cost them maybe $5 million, $5 to $10 million at the most to build that apartment complex. And they sold it. They sold it not even a year later to an investment group for almost $100 million. Can you talk about return on investment,
bro?
Can you talk about return on investment?
That's the top. That's the kind of ROI I'm looking for, bro.
Hey, that's all we got for y'all, man. We appreciate y'all for checking in today, man. I know we talked y'all ear off. Rellz, man, do we got any special announcements today?
Hey, man, y'all know April 9th, 2022 is going down, the big showdown again in Dallas, Texas, man. That's already been locked in, so you can feel free to put ink on your calendars now. But stay tuned for the Gap Fest, the next Gap Fest going down. Still searching dates for that. So as soon as we find out, we'll let you know. And as soon as I get the official flyer for the big showdown, we will definitely be posting that.
There y'all go, man. Hey, don't forget, in the description below, we got the P.O. Box. If you want to send us anything, man, gifts, shirts, whatever, send us that in the P.O. Box down below. We will open it up here for you, or open it up here on the show and shout you out, of course. And then, of course, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit that all button next to that notification bell so you guys can check out all the dope videos we got coming to y'all, all the dope content. And don't forget to share. So we guys, you know what I'm saying, so we can get as many eyeballs on these videos as possible. That's all we got. Bless up to everyone out there. Big time salute and shout out to the Free Smoke Squad. If you don't know, you are watching Free Smoke. And we do this for the culture. We out of here. Later.